I was supposed to use my front camera, but then the way sis is looking though, oh, I keep getting distracted. But okay, let me just turn the camera around. Tuttie. She goes by Tuttie, and the name it sounds like fruity. Hi guys, now I'm going to be serious. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tuttie too. I think I've realized that the British say Tuttie and the Americans say Tuttie. I like both, but yeah. Yes, welcome back to my channel. My last video I was talking about charity and about my experience at the school that I attended, Gylc school, and whilst looking for details of the project that we did, I thought, hey, let me talk about my childhood. Is it childhood? My high school experience, secondary school experience. This high school only has 5 years, but I did 2 years of A levels. So basically, I'm trying to condense all 7 years of my secondary advanced level experience into this short video. I think it's gonna be my longest video ever. I have with me my diary. Cute, eh? From 2006, and so I'll end with this because it's hilarious. Okay, it's insightful, yes, into the type of person that I was. And I have this book. I don't know, I used to write things, but this was in 2009. Yeah, and it was like okay, just funny things, anyway, childish things. Shout out to my friend Mbaki. Sorry to embarrass you, but this is what Mbaki wrote. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can, but anyway, I'll yeah, you'll see it. So he put like letters, like the letters of his name, and then he wrote something. So he's like M, manly, and I guess he is. Boss, of course, Blake Boss. Astounding, okay. Kind-hearted, definitely one of the sweetest guys, and innocent. Who knows? Yeah. So I'm going to start from my last year. Oh, and I have my journal with me. Shout out to Human Rights Commission. I have my journal with me because it was so much for me to talk about, so I decided to break it down and try to summarize it. Ouch. I'm dying already. Okay, so my high school experience. The name of the school that I went to is Gylc School. It's located in Mukushi, and you know, every time I would go to school, there's this turn off. You get off the main road of Great North Road to go into the bush, into where the school is. It's a 7K mark, and you just get so sad, like, damn, I'm here for the next 3-6 weeks, and or 4 weeks sometimes. But yeah, it's a Christian school, and the motto is as a witness to the light. Oh, Chengelo, as witness to the light of our Savior Jesus Christ. May his name be forever glorified. So in 2013, that's when I left Chengelo, and I did my second year of A levels then. And it really, truly was the best year of my 7 years at that place. The best, definitely the best. We used to have brides all the time. A sixth form, so the 2 years of sixth form, AS level, that's advanced subsidiary, and then advanced level. Yeah, so you become one family. Yes, you've grown up with some of the people, like when they're in grade 8, when you were in grade 8 they were in grade 9, like that, but then you get to really bond and you live in the same wings, the same hostel as them, so that was nice. I used to study a lot because I got my heart broken. Anyway, since we're going from 2013 going back that way, I'll talk about it later. Got my heart broken with my grade 12 Form 5 results. They weren't bad, but they weren't what I wanted. So I used to study a lot, and I kind of missed my room. It was usually neat. Yeah, it was really small, but it was my space, you know, and I really loved it there, and I actually really missed that place. And there was this little boy. His name is Raphael. If Raphael was like 4 then, that was in 2013. I'm sure he's about 10. Damn. But he was so cute, and I don't think he remembers me, but he was so cute. And sometimes I would meet him, and he would tell me, oh, I'm sad because my baby sister this. He had just had a baby sister, and he had an older brother, and cute baby. And then we had sports day. You need to see this. Funny, right? yeah, highlights of that year. There was this program. I won't say an exchange program because it really wasn't that, but it was like a global youth leaders conference. And I think there were 3 locations. One was in China. One was like to go to China. You go for a conference in China. One you go for a conference in Washington D.C. and New York. Like, yeah. And then I don't remember, Vienna, I think, was the 3rd one. And I love New York City. New York is my boyfriend. Yeah, I love New York City, so that was where I really wanted to go. And I was so privileged to be approached by one of the teachers. Shout out Mr. Ngungu. He was a chemistry teacher, and he told me, he's like, oh, I was a deputy head girl, so maybe that also girl, the deputy head girl. Yeah, so maybe that also contributed to him selecting me. So he nominated me to go. I had like an online interview, and they accepted, and girl was off to Washington DC, and it was so amazing. You know, sometimes I think we take things in life for granted. Like, it was scary, but I wasn't scared at all. And before, that was before Emirates, so it was like Heathrow. We did there for some time, Heathrow, and then I don't even remember the name of the airport that I landed in, but I'd never been there before. And it was nice because those people with like placards and like GYLC members come here, and I'm not very comfortable making new friends because I'm very shy. Like, I know you won't believe that if I tell you that, but I'm very shy and very awkward sometimes. I think the word is reserved. Yeah, so it was quite the experience. It was beautiful. I made a friend called Kudzai. I liked to say that Kudzai was my miracle friend. So she was from Zimbabwe. She was my age because most of them were like 16. I think one was 14, and I was turning 19 that year, so it was very overwhelming. But then Kudzi was my age mate, and we just gelled so perfectly. It was like we had known each other for the longest time. It was a very beautiful friendship. And so in Washington DC, we were staying at St. John's. Is it? No, I don't know where we were staying. We were staying at the Sheraton. How can I forget that? Because Mbaki always used to make fun of me about that. We were staying at the Sheraton, and then her room was like 2 doors down from mine. And so every time we go to eat or whatever, we'd do all these things together. But then when we moved to New York, we were staying at St. John's University, and they rearranged, like reshuffled the rooms. I don't even remember my roommates at the Sheraton, but Kudzai obviously I remember. And so when you go to St. John's, you punch in the key into your room, and I'm unpacking, and then I can hear somebody punching in their key, and then I'm like, oh my lord, please pair me, like, please, I hope that they pair me with somebody friendly, somebody who is not going to make me feel uncomfortable, you know, culture shock and stuff. And the door opened, and it was Kudzai, and I just said, oh my gosh, God, you were so good, you were so good. It was very, very beautiful. Shout out Kudzai, I hope you get to see this video. And yeah, that was a very beautiful experience. We had a boat cruise. Okay, we had, what can I say? We were learning leadership skills, basically. Yeah, and there was a guy called Monish. I hope Monish gets to see this too. At least we're still friends on Facebook. He was so funny. He was a guy of Indian descent. He lives in India, and now I think he's in Massachusetts. So he went back to America. But yeah, he was so funny. So funny. He used to rap, he used to do what, he used to dance, like Monish, and we were just like singing for him, Monish. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience. JYLC was really nice. Please look at my pictures.
And they would be good in effective, as we know that they'll take less of money.
Highlight of my last year of A-levels, yeah, was this Gold International Youth Award expedition. So I didn't finish it. I just went for the qualifier, but I didn't go for the final. The final was at Lake Tanganyika, and maybe I was just scared of drowning and of crocodiles and honestly speaking, I didn't want to come back like sunburned black. The way I was looking at the qualifiers. Yes, there's this movie, it's Mary Kate and Ashley movie, where I think I don't even remember the title, but one is a city girl and one is like from the country. So they're camping somewhere and the city girl is failing to put up a tent. And her sister's like, do you need help? And she's like, just because I'm a city girl doesn't mean I don't know how to put up a tent. And that is so me. Like, people would be so surprised, like, Tuttie, what are you doing on this trip? Because I would go on a lot of voluntary trips as well. Like, at Chengelo, every year you have a mandatory outdoor expedition, but even me, the voluntary ones, I would go. It was so nice. Yeah, but then it wasn't my setting, to be honest. I have hay fever, so every time I would go, I'd have to carry burrito and I'd have to carry what, and yeah. So for the qualifier, we went to Mulungushi Dam. Beautiful place, very, very beautiful. And the highlight of that trip, and for everybody who was there, sepe. I don't know what sepe is. You know, we were walking in the bush. Okay, so we're supposed to go from the dam to the hydro station or something. And obviously the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line, a line straight through. Fine, so we navigated, me, Kumbo, Chishiba, Arisa, Luzia, Liz was in the other group, Clive and Tiggy. Yes, so we're in one group and we're like, instead of using the road, let's just cut right to the bush. So we're in a line and then they're creating a path. The girls were in front, I think, and then they started screaming, you guys. And I'm thinking, why are these girls being such girls? Because it hadn't yet hit me. And then Chishiba's at the back and he knows exactly what's happening, but he's not like alarming us. He's just saying, sepe. You guys, there's sepe. And we're like, what the hell is that? So we ignored him until all of us got attacked by this. So it's like poison ivy, basically. That's all that I can say. It's like a bean seed and then has little hairs on it. And if you've never heard about it before, really, if somebody's telling you, sepe, of course you won't be alarmed or anything. That was the worst experience ever. We undressed. Whew. It was itching. You know, you try and put antihistamine, it wasn't working. Try and put sand, it wasn't working. So how you get rid of the side effects is you put hot water or you put ash. But we didn't know that. So it was so bad. And I feel so sorry for Tiggy because after the initial hit, when we were all itching, they were like, okay, now let's just use the road. Let's not do this navigation rubbish. He put on the same jumper that he was wearing when he got attacked. So he had it twice. Yeah, it was a very beautiful trip too, though. I love water and nice things. Yeah, enjoy.
But I get that of taking a video.
Last highlight at Chengelo was, I think, one of the last things that we do is prize giving. So everybody comes to school and people get awards for different things. We wrote exams and then what they do is that they give prizes to the two highest. The person gets highest achiever and then the second person gets highly commended. Yeah, so my friend Arisa and we got the same grades. When you calculated the grade point average, you got to the same thing. But for some reason she was given the higher award and I was given the highly commended. But I was still honored. It was something that I've been wanting to do since form 1. So in A2 again I wrote exams. Shout out Arisa, model student even up to now, Dean's List, etc. God keep blessing you, girl. But yeah, Arisa still got the highest then, and then Tiggy, I had mentioned him earlier, and I came second. And then my friend's mom came to tell me, Tuttie, they're going to chinga you again. Okay, she didn't say it like that, but that's what she meant. Like, they're going to deprive you of your prize again. So go and talk to the deputy head teacher, and he was my guy, my favorite teacher. So I didn't told you before, but prize giving was very beautiful. Because of the prefect project and I don't know what else that I did. Oh, I was in the student representative committee from Form 5, Form 6, and I got to Form like A2. I was the person on the prefect team who was in charge of the SRC. And then I helped with the yearbook committee, and all those things were not unnoticed. And so I also got the Service to the School Award.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Last night some boy tried kill me off. shoot up, me car only got make me drive off. I dey thank God say me jump and pass. Girl look like Swiss cheese holes all over.
Tuttie.
I feel like I'm talking too much and now I am out of breath, so I'm just going to show you some pictures from AS, my first year of A levels. It was equally quite nice. There's a course at the hill at Chengelo, and I miss that place. Easter is coming up, and every time that it does, I do think about climbing the hill to go up to the course, because you just get there and you just reflect like, oh my gosh, Jesus died for my sins. Praise God, hallelujah. I'll show you pictures of a trip we took to South Africa. Yeah, some schools are nice, huh? And then I'll show you a video of me performing a song. Yeah, talk about being shy.
You go for years and my papa don't die, cause my mama don't cry, die. And that's why you can have to give the most high praise.
Now, 2011 Form 5. When I wrote my exam, my teacher was like, you know, there was no point in you writing the exam because you handed in the marking key. Hey, my head is already big and man's was just making it much bigger. But yeah, Form 5 was alright. It was nice. The prefects come from A levels, but then you have monitors at a lower level from grade 12 Form 5. So I was a clinic monitor, and that was it. So I had applied to be a clinic monitor, to be a public relations monitor, and to be the monitor in the Form 5 girls also, like among my peers. And it was so beautiful when the tutor was reading to us like, okay, you've been assigned to this row, you've been assigned to this row. She's like, Nachila and Combo, clinic monitor and Form 5 girls monitor. And I was like, wow, the dream. But then there was this white lady who came and called me like maybe a week later. No, I think she didn't even give me that enough time. Like it wasn't that much time to be excited about it. But like a few days later, she called me to her house. And it was somebody that I really used to trust. She was a nice lady. Yeah, she was nice then. Yeah, so she came to my house and she's like, oh, I just wanted to tell you that there was a mistake. There was a typo on the sheet that the tutor was reading out, and you were not selected to be a monitor. And it hurt. It really hurt. I went crying. And then after that, she was like, call Laura. That's a pseudonym. She was like, call Laura. I want to go talk to her. And you know, I think it's the beauty of being naive and being a child. I had no idea what was going on in the background. But I went to call her and she was in the shower. I'm like, oh, Laura, Miss Hitchcock wants to talk to you. And she sees me, I'm crying my eyes out. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. She just told me that I'm not going to be a Form 5 girls monitor anymore. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Fine. And then, oh, this was in Form 4 anyway. But anyway, it's connected. So my hostel parent, I think some people call them home parent, was my aunt. She was married to my uncle. Well, by this time, the white lady had left. She's like, you know what? I don't know why she told you that, because she wasn't supposed to. At the time she was telling you, it wasn't finalized. But all I can say to you is that it wasn't like that. It wasn't a typo. You were selected and then you were removed due to reasons that I cannot disclose. But just know that some people had connections. So there was another girl, let's say her name is Nancy, who my aunt wanted in her hostel. But because the white lady didn't like her, she was cut off too. And so, you know, I went through, I think, the December holiday thinking, what a fiend. Why would she do that? I trusted her. You know, the type that you'd go to when you have a problem, you go to her and say, Ma'am, may you please pray with me? And she would sing, and she was very kind. But I couldn't believe that behind all that, there was this very cruel person. Cool. Now, in Form 5, at the beginning of the year, I took my baby brother. Okay, he's not a baby anymore. He's a big, handsome man. But I took my brother to school, so I went a day early. And then another friend of mine, let's say her name is Daniela, was also there. And I brought it up. I was like, you know what? The way that woman, I'm glad that she's left, but I just need to find peace in my heart. I don't like what she did to me. And then Daniela's like, you still believe that type of story or that whatever story, that lady story? This is actually what happened. My friend Laura, the one who was in the shower asking me if I'm okay, when she heard that we were supposed to be working together, she went to complain to this white lady and said, Tuttie is bossy, Tuttie gets big-headed, she lets power get to her head, she's gonna be what. Oh my gosh, I was so disappointed. That really, really hurt me. But that's fine. Okay, I'd like to point out that Laura and I are really good friends again now. We're cool, but then I'm giving my experience, so yeah. So the school year started and she was mean. She was so mean. Everybody switch off your lights. Well, in grade 12, we all want to study. What do you mean switch off your lights? If you go to the hostel after me, I'll lock you outside the gate. Like, you know, like...